Hey, Meatloaf, say the way you drive, gonna get you Swayze, gonna give you Randy Travis? I'm Sam.
A family that kills together stays together. I'm Jackie.
Jack Cruz may have just entered the ranks of Denton and Banning. I'm Justin, and this is Black Dog on Stinker Madness.
What's that smell?
I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty as fuck. Thirsty as fuck.
Hey, look at me!
Thrill me.
If you come back in here, I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Hey, look at me!
No more hangers!
It stinks.
Hangers!
Get to the chopper! Stinker Madness.
Hello, welcome to Stinker Madness, the podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers by bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Justman. I am Justman.
Oh, so you're recreating your personality, are we?
Yeah,
Justman Crover.
And Sam and Jackie are here as always. Happy Sunday to both of you. Happy Black Dog Day to you.
Happy Black Dog Day.
Yeah, there should be a Black Dog Day. I think we can make that happen. I think that's how powerful we are. We can get Congress to pass a bill that says on September 22nd, all men and women, because they're cool too, shall watch Black Dog.
It'll get confused with Led Zeppelin. It'll be a whole thing.
Right.
And you'll see all these people wandering around naked on acid
Right. Wait, what? Why would they do that?
because it's Led Zeppelin.
Oh, I see. Okay, so they're confused. I think you can do that either way with the movie or the Led Zeppelin song. People just like to be naked and on drugs, so, whatever. It's party day.
As long as it's spring or fall. Summer or winter, bad deal.
Speaking of being naked outside, did you guys know that it is now legal in Fort Collins to be a topless woman in public?
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe one of our fans that live in Fort Collins let us know how those titties are working out.
Yeah. Are they going to change the name officially to Fort Titties?
Fort Titties.
Where are you going for spring break? Fort Titties!
Fort Titties! Sam, please tell us everything you can about the fantastic Patrick Swayze film from 1998 called Black Dog.
Well, it returned $12 million against a number that Rafael de Rentas refuses to tell anyone. What do you think? I'm guessing 40.
Well,
50.
A normal filmmaker would have done this for less than 12, but because it's Rafaela de Laurentiis, she probably spent 40.
Well, we also, a little tidbit of information is that they blew up a small town in Newark. And they couldn't use it for the movie because got. So that's why there's actually two stunt coordinators listed, is that the one got fired.
Because he blew up a town?
Yeah, so they had rigged a large explosion.
Okay.
And they forgot to unhook the battery or something, so it just blew up.
While everybody's over getting craft services, it just explodes?
I guess the cameras were running enough, but it wasn't whoops, it was probably a few minutes too early, but stuff was already going. Right. A lot of people got hurt.
Oh, Jesus.
The people that didn't quit or get fired stayed on with the second crew, but they lost one of the most expensive set pieces to the movie, so there's some budget.
To ineptitude.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then had to do it over again with Asahi Guy, I guess.
Speaking of ineptitude, Asahi Guy is in this movie.
And they had, I guess the only reason that because she wanted to use whatever footage they had.
Yeah.
I guess that New Jersey sued them.
Okay.
And then they got slapped with a $16,000 fine, but the real thing was they couldn't use the footage.
Now, why couldn't they? Where's the injunction?
They broke union laws.
Okay, by fucking up.
Right,
okay.
And they had the fuck up was caused by the breakage of union laws as well.
Oh, no. Oh, boy, yeah. Ugh.
So, which brings me to the lovely and wonderful Rafaela, tear the page out of scripts de Laurentiis.
Sure.
So this was the end of the run that put her in making direct to video. The 3 films that she had made, ending with this one that really killed whatever she had going on, were Daylight.
Yes, which isn't good.
Cole remake with Kevin Sorbo.
I never saw that.
It didn't do very good at all. And this one. And the thing that's really puzzling about her decision, because I think she has a major set of wet panties for the Sorbo, because Sorbo was supposed to be the lead in this.
Oh God, that would have been awful.
And as I think you told me, because it said medical issues, didn't he have a stroke when he was on Hercules?
Something like
afterwards?
that. Like very late in the series, he had some sort of medical condition.
I thought he had a minor stroke.
It might have been that. I don't remember. This was a couple of years ago that I was Herculeing out.
That's the reason that they fall back on Swayze.
Which was the right choice.
Unfortunately, I mean, this does it for Swayze.
Yeah. Oh, he's done.
Like, his all of a sudden, you know, he was in Donnie Darko as a side character, as the creepy pedophile, right?
Right, and it's
he's
not
great.
like, ooh, that's going to launch your career again.
It's going to get it back, but then he dies of cancer.
Right. I don't know if it would have got him back, dude. Like, he is great in Donnie Darko, but it's not like, oh man, Patrick Swayze puts butts in seats because look at how handsome he is. His thing was being handsome and kind of ripply muscle guy that could dance okay.
He was shirtless
guy.
Feathered hair dude.
Yeah, I don't think Donnie Darko's going to be like, put you back in Tom Cruise's graces.
I don't know that it ever would have gotten him back leads, but maybe it would have got him some serious roles.
Some roles, yeah. Sure. But not
But either way, he tragically died.
Yeah.
Kevin Hooks, the director, has directed an episode of everything, but is notable to me and me alone because he's also the director of Passenger 57, which is one of my favorites.
Always Bet on Black.
Always Bet, and that's another movie that's just super exciting.
Yeah, Passenger 57 is totally different than this one because there's some competency behind Passenger 57, where this one is just failure after failure after failure.
I think that the only real difference is that Wesley Snipes and flying.
Yeah, right.
That's about it. I mean, the fucking plot's the same.
I guess it is, yeah, to a degree. Maybe we should do Passenger 57.
Oh, we will one day.
Okay.
I love Passenger 57.
That's a good time.
That's about the size of this thing.
All right, let's cut to Jackie. Jackie, you are our go-to commentary person on costumes. You want to remark on any of the visuals in this film?
I loved Randy Travis's
Pocahontas jacket?
Yes, I was looking for a nice way to say that. Yes, the Pocahontas jacket.
Fur trapper?
It could be Jeremiah Johnson's jacket.
Yeah, that's
too.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Pocahontas probably didn't wear that. She's like, I wouldn't wear that shit.
Yeah, that's terrible. Who would do that?
Only a white guy would wear that fucking jacket.
He does kind of look like a fur trapper for most of the movie.
Right.
And I like Randy Travis. I grew up listening to his music, and so to see him in this film singing terribly in the cab of the truck and kind of playing off the, I'm a famous singer.
And walking that fine line with the viewing audience. Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? You never really find out until the very end. He's a great character in this movie.
Yeah.
Is he? Because I would say that I was wondering, my question was like, is he acting?
Oh, no, he stinks. But I mean, as far as like everything stinks in this movie, but he's perfect.
Yeah.
It would be a totally different movie without Randy Travis.
Oh, it wouldn't. Yeah, no, Randy Travis is one of the key features of what makes this a steaming pile of shit.
Right.
The other thing I'd like to comment on is Meatloaf's neck bolo ties.
It's fucking awesome.
He wears it well.
No, he doesn't. Nobody wears a bolo tie well.
Well, it didn't look like it was making his neck get cut off. Sometimes
It
did. All right, fine, it did.
He was literally purple from the neck up. But
Well-
it could have been his high blood pressure too, though.
I'm gonna go with that was a very large bolo tie.
Yeah, right.
I kind of wonder where they found that big of a piece of.
The 12-foot shoelace.
It's just actually one of those ropes that tie ships to docks. They just put one of those around his neck. Yeah,
I was going for the turquoise piece that was huge. I mean, this thing had to be
the centerpiece of the bolo.
3 inches big.
Yeah,
It was huge.
Yeah, it's
and
huge.
I'm like, but you're making it look small.
He's a big guy.
He's a very large man.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna say this.
Oh.
I liked the red velvet in the truck.
Oh, the big rig that Jack Cruz is driving.
Yeah,
I think it was a Peterbilt. I believe is what that was.
Oh, now it was either that or a Kenworth, right?
Yeah,
it was a Peterbilt.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think it was a Peterbilt.
But it had this swanky red velvet in there that was kind of reminded me of like an Elks Club bathroom.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, sure.
And I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say about that.
I love the insides of all big rigs. I mean, it's not just. It's aside from my weird obsession with truckers. Like, I just think they're cool in there. Like, I've seen a bunch of the backs of big rigs on the subreddit for my trucking game that I play, and dude, they're nice. Like, people have like fridges in there, really nice couches. You can put a bunk bed in there, so 2 people can sleep. Or you can just lay the whole thing out. They're kind of like vans, like 70s vans that had the velvet inside, and you go back there, and if the vans are rocking, don't come and knock. They're really nice.
Yeah.
Especially like the Volvo ones. Volvo makes a really great cab right
That's why
now.
they're so expensive.
They're ridiculously expensive. So, yeah, I'm with you.
I'm pretty sure that you just admitted that you spend a lot of time at truck stops.
Yeah, tugging people off.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
You gotta find the money someplace, right?
Yeah, I've seen the lack of a lot of sleepers, but I wasn't sleeping.
If this butt's a rockin',
Ew.
Yuck.
keep on a knockin'.
What?
On it.
Ew.
Oh, God.
That's you knock on it. Knock on it. That's what I
Yeah,
like. Yeah,
knock on my butt.
knock on my butt like it's the door. Who's there? You're pee-pee in my butt. That's who's there.
Keep on knocking, though.
They keep on knocking. Figure out who's there.
All right, so are we ready to kick off Black Dog?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, we should note that this is the final installment of my trucker tribute trilogy. We may end up doing another trucking movie down the road at some point, but this is the big one. This is about as big as it gets for the trucking movies. So
This actually is sort of the end of trucking movies too.
it is also that, yeah.
And
yeah.
they just not only is it the end of trucking movies, it's like the last time that they did practical effects to this degree, and
Well,
just
you
whole
got the
thing.
Fast and Furious franchise.
They brought it back. It's interesting that they were like, oh, this is the end of an era, and then Fast comes out, and you're like, or not. Or that just like, in reality, The Matrix, that freeway sequence, that was all done practically, and it's fucking one of the best set pieces in any movie ever.
And also involves trucking, too.
Yeah.
The freeway sequence. I think
Yeah, the
the
freeway
freeway on a
sequence-
big rig.
In Revolutions is really something else.
Yeah. No, not Revolutions. The second one's the Twin Towers, right?
What
What the hell is the second one called?
Revolution.
No, that's the last one.
Reloaded.
Reload. Yeah, Matrix Reloaded. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Boy, who cares about that shit, right?
The Empire Strikes Forward.
Right. Okay. Black Dog from 1998. Starts out with your usual FBI ATF clusterfuck. So Tuesday is what I like to call it.
Some permanently topical comedy.
Right.
Is the ATF still a thing? They've been like closed into like the corner of government though. Like they can't really do this sort of operation anymore because of their operational history. So.
Yeah, exactly. Waco. They're chasing down a truck that's smuggling illegal guns to New Jersey, I guess. I guess that's where all the illegal guns go in this movie, is to just fucking Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're getting ready for a taco war.
A taco
What?
war.
In Jersey?
Yeah. This is what I know about New Jersey.
Okay.
Please, enlighten us.
They have a lot of food trucks.
Okay, all right.
Sure.
And so, in my mind, there's a food truck war coming
Oh, okay, all right.
between the taco trucks and the Greek.
The Euros.
Yes,
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I was trying to find the word.
PETA/Euros guys.
Yeah. But the coffee truck people, they are neutral.
Right, because they're all fucking hipsters. They don't get involved in anything.
Right. So when they go down to, sell to the drunks, that's when it's going to happen.
Okay, all right. Taco war.
Huh.
And I'm
So-
calling it the Great Taco War.
There's tacos, euros, and coffee. So, New Jersey, come for the food truck, stay because we also have bathrooms.
So the driver of the truck sees that the ATF is coming at him in black Mustangs, and he suddenly knows, oh shit, it's the fuzz, because he looks in his rearview mirror and there's traffic behind him. They're unmarked cars. They don't have lights on. They're not doing anything crazy to him. Pull it over, mister. He just fucking panics.
No, they're Hertz rental Mustangs.
Right.
It's like, oh shit.
Well,
somebody spent an extra $50.
Well, and there's two of them.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what tips him off.
Oh,
I think.
because
two identical cars. Come on.
The Fox Body Mustang in New Jersey, that's impossible that there's two of those in the same place.
There's two of them parked on top of each other.
Right.
In every parking spot in New Jersey.
In fact, they don't even have taco trucks. They just sell tacos out of Fox Body Mustangs, Jackie.
So what you're telling me is that my view on New Jersey may be wrong.
Maybe slightly skewed. Yeah. I mean, you go down to the pier and the only way to get there is,
on top of a 16-year-old.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying they haven't fucking fixed that yet.
Nope.
New Jersey still has very modern age of consent laws.
Yes, they do. They also have needles on the beach.
Ew,
yeah. So the guy dumps his load. He pulls a Han Solo with the first sign of the fucking Empire, and it's guns. He just I don't know a lot about crime. Like, I've never done it per se.
Sure.
But you don't dump your load in front of the cops. You have to dump it someplace where they can't tie you to it.
Yeah.
Because now they've got your guns.
Yep, evidence. Are you not going to get away just because you dumped that out?
Yeah. Oh, he dumped it right in front of us.
Well, it's a $300 fine for littering.
You're just stacking up the crimes now.
Sure.
You're getting a ticket.
Actually, I think littering is just sort of a slap on the wrist in New Jersey. I've seen pictures.
Right. Yeah. Actually, thanks for putting that there. You covered up all the other trash
Yeah.
that was there before.
You dropped that on a pile of seagulls full of syringes.
That seagull was just trying to get a little fix.
Here's your reward, sir.
And by fix, I mean, well, it looks like a pincushion. I don't know why somebody would stick that many syringes in a seagull.
Then he fucking crashes and explodes. So not by them, but again by his panicking, he kills himself.
Yes.
They don't shoot out his tires and he skids off, or a bus full of nuns pulls out in front of him. He seriously just drives into a wall and crashes and dies.
Yeah, he sees two black Mustangs, he goes apeshit and kills himself.
Right. So now they've got no leads. They were tailing the guy to have him take them to the next guy up, and then they were going to tail that guy until they get to the next guy up, and eventually they end up at Whitey Bulger or something.
Right, but this is where it gets good, because we finally get introduced to the FBI and the ATF guy.
Right.
Charles Dutton and Stephen Tobolowsky,
who are guys.
Character actors in all sorts of movies.
Yeah. And I love when the FBI goes, "What does ATF even stand for?" What is it?
Alcohol, tobacco, and fuck ups.
Thank you.
Yeah. What does ATF stand for? T.
Oh my God, I'm pretty sure that my brain is broken today.
It might be.
I'm just going to apologize now. I was out by a campfire.
You've been black dogged by your own Sunday.
Yeah, because I was out by this delightful fire for most of the night, and I think that it cut off the oxygen to my brain, and it hasn't recovered yet.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, so now they got no leads. They hate each other in the most wonderful way possible. These two guys are insane. What's the characters' names? The FBI guy.
I can't remember.
Yeah, the FBI guy is like the angry captain at every precinct that Jack Slater for a Jack Slater movie. And then the ATF guy is kind of like this bohemian, very like analytical or mentally analytical psychologist, patient man.
It's a very strange couple characters they have, but then also the actors that are playing them, you see them and you're like, wait, ATF and FBI? Because I'm looking at two accountants from the offices of Lemons and Fitzgerald, right? It's like, what are these guys, cops?
And speaking of costumes, I'm going to interject a little costume commentary in here. The late 90s, wow, did they love big jackets.
The shoulder pads?
The shoulder pads, and then jackets that the length went to the middle of your thighs.
Yeah.
The bit, like, everything is something that Uncle Phil would wear in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Well,
great.
In the 90s, men didn't want people staring at their buns.
I guess not. You got to have the long jack. Everything's got to be big. It's like we took MC Hammer's pants and applied it to everything else.
High fashion.
Yeah, high fashion. They look very silly.
They look like the curtains.
Yeah, they look like the curtains. Meanwhile, the world's former top trucker
Yeah, sure. Okay,
Yeah.
well, why not?
is a guy named Jack Cruz.
Why wouldn't he be the
His
greatest
name
trucker?
is Jack Cruz. I mean, it's such a microcosm of how everything is so Robert Hamburger about the rest of this movie. What's his name? Well, of course it's Jack. Jack what? Cruz? Because he cruises? Because he's a trucker?
Yeah.
I mean, how about Dave Big Rigger?
Sure.
Dave Big Rigger would have been too obvious, Justin.
He's recruited to do a driving job, but he's retired from trucking. I told you I can't do that anymore because he's an ex-convict.
He's not retired. He's suspended.
He's
He no longer has a trucking license because
for life though.
He committed vehicular manslaughter
For the first time.
right during one of his road trips.
Yep.
And there we get a flashback.
Gets a little taste.
Yeah.
Of this black dog, and the dog. I will do the dog. I promise. I know this one. Black dog.
The black dog in the film has like a growling thing, but then there's the Foley work is a guy going black dog in the growl, and then they blend it, and it sounds like rock rock. And you're like, so the murder dog just went ruh-roh. Hey, it's me. Yeah. Hi. Don't kill them. Whoops.
The black dog is a long haul or legend where you get tired, and if you see the black dog, he's there as like an omen of bad things.
He takes everything from you.
Yeah, he takes everything from you. He's like the guy in that
trickster.
Yeah, he's like the guy in that Twilight Zone episode, the hitchhiker. That you see it repeatedly, the same hitchhiker over and over again.
Well, and I do want to defend Patrick Swayze's character at this point because that guy was standing in the middle of the fucking road.
So the guy was standing in the middle of the fucking road. Like, he's broke down. We barely get a shot of what's going on here, but it looks like his truck is broke down. It's pulled off the road. His wife is inside the cab, and the guy's like standing in the middle of the road waving down truckers who clearly aren't stopping.
He seems to actually have put his arms into the air and jumped in front of the truck. They're like, that's your fault, Patrick Swayze.
You know what they should do? They should have taken him up to that Minot burial ground. Because, that's what you do with people who jump out in front of trucks that are going too fast.
Uh-huh. He's got to go all the way to Maine, though.
Right.
Yeah, he's in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Can't be bothered.
Yeah, they don't have Minot burial grounds. They've got
Seagulls with syringes.
Yeah.
Right.
That's their pet cemetery.
Yeah.
Look, that one's still alive.
Why won't you die? So he's on parole. He doesn't have a driver's license. He can't do trucking no mo. And his boss is like, dude, you got to take this job. I'll pay you $10,000. I'll make some phone calls, see if we can get your driver's license back. But first, you got to do this job. And he's like, I'm still not going to do it. You got to do it or else.
You don't have a job here.
Yeah, you're going to be
Yep,
fired.
you're either illegal or fired.
Which, okay, cool. I'm a mechanic. I can do more mechanicking someplace else. I mean,
I bet that's not what's going on here. He's
Okay.
just like these guys are working it. They've gone to the parole board and they just like offer minimum wage jobs, but they're making him do a much harder job than he should be doing for what he's getting paid. They're screwing this guy blind.
Okay.
What's happening here?
So he doesn't have a choice. He can't get a job someplace else because the parole
If
wants
they
him to get
fire
back
him,
in the system.
he'll go back into prison probably.
Which is what they want.
Yeah, maybe
It's
he's
all
on
about-
work
yeah.
release.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, he's got to take the job. His house is being foreclosed on. We get introduced to his family, his wife and his kid. His house is being foreclosed on. They've got medical debt piled up. Their credit cards are maxed. The plant has closed.
His daughter can't get anything but an F.
Right. The dog got hit by a semi-truck who was also too black doggy, and the weather is bad outside.
Sure.
So they've got to take the job.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But, what kind of a wife doesn't pay the house bill that long? And,
$9,000.
that's at least 9 months.
This is 1998. If you
So-
had a $1,000 house payment, I mean, maybe in Jersey, I don't know what the real estate's like in Jersey in 1998, but it seems like it's been a long time she hasn't made a house payment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, what kind of a wife does that? I'll just stick this in the utility drawer.
Yeah, right.
Along with the extra batteries and the tape. Nobody's going to find this. My kid will never go in there looking for tape.
You just hide it under the box of wine. No one will ever not pour the wine into the glass and look underneath there.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems really irresponsible. Because, what happens if the kid finds this past due notice, right?
What if she finds all the other ones? Because this is final notice, meaning they have sent many letters saying,
Sure.
You need to pay this shit. Where did she put all those? Why did she keep this one? It's going to get found.
And it would have been more dramatic had the kid found it and then brought it into their bedroom are we going to lose our house? And then Patrick Swayze turns around, pops his bitch in the eye, and he's like, what are you fucking hiding this shit from me for? You were in prison.
No, it wouldn't have been better, Jackie, because he can't go to that. He's bad in a different way, but I don't want him to be punching his wife. They belong together. We'll address that here in a little while. So yeah, things are rough all over. She also says when he reveals, well, here's the deal. I got a job. I wish I could do Patrick Swayze, but I can't. I got a job offer. It's trucking. And she says, you promised me no more trucking.
Huh?
The last load was supposed to be the load that was going to set us up.
What? They're now he's fucking literally Han Solo. He's been you promised me you were gonna get out, or Danny Ocean. I just need one more job,
Yeah.
and then no, you're a trucker. You have to do that until you fucking retire at 65, dude.
Yeah, it's the way that you make the most money.
Yeah, that's not. She's making it sound like
One more heist.
Yeah, and truckers don't make that much money.
No,
You have to keep working.
you
Yeah.
have to keep working till you retire.
Also, he's like, you promised me that you'd pay the rent at least fucking once while I was in prison for 2 years, but $9,000 means that in 2 years you didn't pay the rent fucking once.
What did you do with all that money I was sending you for my handies in the prison?
Yeah.
No, that's Jersey Coke. You spend it all on
Fingernails and Coke.
fingernails and Coke. Yeah. Oh my God. So he arrives in Atlanta. This is where the job starts. He goes to where the truck and the load is at, which is at Meatloaf's trucking garage place.
He pretty much just fast travels to Georgia.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
But we see the plane
Yeah.
There's a plane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
the
This is
sunset.
ridiculous.
Stock shots of it taking
I'm going to
off.
just address this now. They got $3 million worth of guns. They're flying a guy down there. They're bringing the truck back. You know what you can make a lot more money doing? Conventional trucking.
Conventional trucking.
We got a $3 million gun deal. And they're like, we make $70 million a year here doing trucking.
Doing trucking, shipping actual toilets
Yeah.
to stores that sell them. Yeah, it's kind of this whole industry.
Yeah.
They've got unions, and they've actually even got a trucking championship that we'll talk about later.
Okay.
You may have heard of trucking before. Owner of a trucking service.
Yeah, this guy's got 30 trucks. The $3 million gun deal is bullshit.
It's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
We'll get into that deeper at the end as well, because I'm very confused about Meatloaf's motivations throughout this film. But anyways, he's got a team of guys. They take him through. Randy Travis is like the right-hand man for this job. He's like Chewbacca. And then they've got a tail car with Sonny and West in it that is explained to Jack Cruz that they always have a tail car for all of their deliveries because Dominic Toretto's out there, of course.
Sure.
Well, and this is the first time that we see Asahi Guy.
And Asahi
Guy.
Fan favorite from Radical Jack. Asahi Guy
And
is
he's
back.
pretty much just playing the same character. Rusty
Yeah.
Louise.
And
Rusty Louise.
Deweese.
Meatloaf.
Rusty Deweese.
Yep.
So they get a brand new truck for Patrick Swayze's character, right? And Randy Travis drives it up and then gets a dress down from Meatloaf for not getting the ads over to him so he can snip out the coupons.
The coupons.
The coupons.
And
what
then-
the shit is with the coupons?
It's just part of this puzzle that makes Meatloaf's character the most menacing criminal I've ever seen.
Because he's obsessed with good deals, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Saving penny pinching, but he's also like a Southern Baptist nut job.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's constantly quoting scripture, even in his villainy. He's nuts.
Yeah. Well, he also has a cork board with every single department store that he shops at and then has the coupons underneath it.
Right.
There was...
And then that goes away. That never comes back into play.
But his whole desk, it's like Trump with the phones.
It's like Trump with the phones.
He doesn't have real work on his desk. He only had coupons, and they were like 6-inch piles of coupons.
When you're failing at being a truck business manager and doing a bullshit job for
Sure.
$3 million, you got to save all the money you can because you're terrible at business.
Like, I can't... I've got so much work to do with these coupons.
With the coupons.
And everybody's like, why are you running this?
Who told you that you should own a truck business? Because, man, you stink at this.
Yeah, he does.
He even there's an element that Jackie brought up that makes him even worse at this job. It's $3 million in guns, and they do tell Jack Cruz to get in this brand new truck, and he declines. But if it hadn't been for Jack Cruz being like, I don't want to drive that, that'll drive too much attention, he gets into the brand new truck, which we just disclosed. Trucks are fucking expensive.
They're very expensive.
And their entire plan is to run that fucking truck off the road. They were going to wreck a brand new truck.
It's okay. He was going to save 17 cents on kitty litter.
50 cents on queso.
Yep. He's got a lot of kitties.
Oh, he's nuts. Okay, so they all load up. They do show him the back of the truck, and its toilets is in the back, but the guns are up front. So
And we get introduced to Tiny.
Who's Tiny?
The dog.
The dog.
Oh,
the
yeah,
black
the black
dog in the back of the car.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was supposed to be significant somehow, but it never got flushed out.
Yeah,
so
it's
it was
like
just
the coupons.
just a fucking rando dog in the back. And apparently it's Randy Travis's dog.
Yeah,
it is Randy
it's
Travis's
Travis's
dog.
Yeah.
But Randy Travis says that he's nobody's dog but his own.
Yeah,
So it's Randy Travis's friend, Tiny.
Yeah, the only friend
who
he
lives
needs.
in semis
And at Randy Travis's house.
and gets smashed by toilets because those toilets weren't secure.
Unsecured toilets.
I'm going to say, though, if I was a trucker, I would totally take a dog on the road with me.
You don't put him, yeah, of course, but you don't put him in the fucking
Back.
rig.
You put him in the front rig with you.
There's no air in there. There's no heating or cooling. That dog is fucking dead, man. You can't ride in the back of a fucking pig rig.
Well, I don't think you can take a dog trucking.
I don't. You mean in the truck? In the front?
Well, I mean, you wouldn't want to do it. They gotta go to
People
the
do it all the
bathroom
time.
all the time, though.
Well.
You'd be stopping constantly.
You can go for about 3 hours before you stop.
Yeah,
4 hours.
If I was a trucker, I'd be trucking 12 hours without stopping.
Actually, I think you can only
Not a long
truck-
way to go. Not a lot of time to get there, Jackie.
Fine.
Dude, you have irritable bowel syndrome.
I'm not a trucker.
What would you do?
Sam's like,
Sure.
I'm not a trucker. That's why.
You can piss in the Mountain Dew bottle, but what do you do with the other part?
Oh, I just have like a toilet seat for the seat, and then just a hole through the bottom of the truck.
Hey,
That
buddy,
would-
you're leaking oil. Yeah,
Yep.
sure I am.
Yeah. We've been tracking him for 17 days. He's easy to find. It's just a big brown stripe all the way from Georgia to New Mexico.
They don't even bother repaving the asphalt anymore because you're just going to wreck it.
A lot of slides.
That's what happened to Asahi Guy in this movie. When he stupidly died, he slipped on poo. When suddenly fucking Dominic Toretto does show up with a goddamn shotgun and a Pontiac and starts blowing the hell out of the rear car.
Yeah, this is some hot driving here. Is it an RS or a Z28?
It's probably an RS.
It's an RS. I think what you got here
it's implied that it's Z28, but
is
it's
that
not
both of these are that Grand National Turbo V6.
Yeah,
the RS and I think it is a brown Grand National. They're hot dogging it all over the road here.
Sweet Pontiac on Pontiac action.
Yeah.
I like when they go off-roading in the cars.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're busting through piles of sticks.
Right.
And then they go over the embankment and they just kind of cut to the car being back on the ground again.
Right.
Because it's going up in the air and that thing flipped over.
Man, the Pontiac goes high up in the air. The
Camaro?
Camaro, yeah.
It
launches.
And it comes, you can see the frame bend when it hits.
Oh, yeah, that thing is done.
Because it hits on just the rear right is the only thing that touches the ground first, and you just see the car fold as it's coming down.
Yeah, it doesn't keep driving, guys.
But in the next shot, it's fine.
Oh, it's fine. It's actually in better shape than before it hit the jump.
The next shot actually is a fine bit of driving where he jumps onto the road, slides it sideways, and then keeps it in the lane. That was really good driving.
Man, it'd be so fun to be a stunt driver.
And he did it with muddy tires, too.
Yeah,
it was like, that was some fucking driving.
As long as you're not turning them over, as long as you're actually doing the driving part, man, that'd be fun. Ugh. But turning them over is not good. It's bad for you. Hurts. So, out in front, Meatloaf has stuck a roadblock in front of him with a bunch of cars, one of the junk car hauler thingy-dingy.
Yes.
And he just pushes the pedal down and blasts through it.
Well, they try to get out of the way because they realize that he's not going to stop. So they pull that truck out of the way, and he clips the side of it, and that's when.
He steered into it, like
no. No, they're pulling off to the road, but they don't get out of the way in time, and that's when we get the first broken headlight.
The first. Like, there's more broken headlights?
This is the first incident with a truck.
Okay.
A big rig.
All right. Of trucking smashing?
Yeah. I mean, cars don't count.
Okay. All right. So now he knows that Meatloaf is behind him trying to steal his own load.
Yes.
So now let's address this big question. What the fuck is up with Meatloaf here? What's he doing?
Already, we've got 2 trucks, 3 trucks. One of them's full of other cars, fake toilets. I think he's already in 300 grand on his heisting his own stuff. Because as far as I can tell, he's the seller, the other guy's the buyer.
Right?
He's gonna sell his guns to himself for $3 million? How much is he saving on these fucking coupons?
What the the theft of his own shit makes no sense.
Done.
Bring a guy down. He needs to drive this truck about 20 miles before I can steal it.
Yeah.
It's in my parking lot right now.
Yeah.
But I need a guy to drive 20 miles. Then I'm going to steal it and take it back to my place.
Maybe he's
where it was at the beginning of this movie. What the fuck?
Yeah, he's telling his guy that. He was telling Randy Travis, he's like, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to hijack it. We're going to bring it back here. And he's like, it's already here.
It's right there. Yeah, I know.
I know, but
we got to get it out of here.
We'll get it to a seller, but then we'll hijack it from the seller, bring it back here.
And then sell it. And then hijack it again. And we'll just keep doing it over and over again.
Well, not to mention he's also paying for Wes's cell phone at this point. So
okay. That's a pretty minor detail compared to all this other stuff, Jackie. He doesn't make money.
No.
Guns aren't worth money if you don't get money for them. Oh man, I just keep stealing these guns from myself, and look at all my guns that I can't do anything with. I can't sell them because I just keep stealing them before I get the money. He's terrible.
Well,
It
he's
makes
taking
zero
advice
sense.
from Asahi Guy.
And he's still pissed off because Randy Travis forgot the coupons.
Yeah, he doesn't make any fucking sense. His business model is the dumbest.
Or if he isn't the seller, he's just a courier and the seller is the other guy, then the whole point of the FBI sting to find the buyer never pays off at all.
Exactly. He has to be the seller because they only go after the buyer. They declare who they're going for, which is Cutler.
Yeah.
It's baffling. Anyways, so Jack what was that writing? Oh yeah, we missed he's still being chased by the Pontiac.
This goes on for a while because there's like a part where they think they lose the Pontiac, but then it shows back up.
Right.
And it might be an Oldsmobile. I can't remember what it is.
No,
Either
it was
way,
a Pontiac.
It was a
It had the
Pontiac.
badge on the front.
So it was a Grand Am.
Yeah.
But this is a weird cut because all of a sudden the blue car is sideways
Right.
and being pushed by the Pontiac.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did they get sideways? And then I'm like, it doesn't really fucking matter
How did
now.
the Trans Am even catch back up? It was stuck in mud. Anyways, so Jack tells the Pontiac Trans Am to move out of the way, and he's going to slam on the brakes. And when he does, the other Pontiac smashes into the back end in glorious explosion fashion.
And then you see Jack Cruz cackle, turn to Randy Travis and go, "Oh, it's coming back to me." And Randy Travis doesn't turn to him and say, "What, murder?"
What, murdering people? That's what Jack is saying. It's coming back to me on how to kill it because he's driven 20 miles of trucking.
Yeah.
Like once he reaches gear 18, he could be like, "Oh yeah, okay, I remember how to truck." Instead, he waits until he kills a couple guys to be like, "Yeah, that feels nice." Oh man, I love that. That smell. You smell that?
Smell that burning human flesh?
I missed that. I didn't get that in prison.
No.
He's like, could you roll down the window so I can get a better sniff?
Yeah.
You couldn't blow people up. You just had to shiv them.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You can,
Sure, you can watch the life come out of their eyes.
You can turn on a hot shower above them, but it's not the same.
It's not going to cook them quite the same way. Did you guys notice that when he slams on the brakes and the car smashes into the end, the explosion came from the cab? That's where it exploded from.
Yeah.
Because that's where they put the explosives for the
Oh no! I mean, I just expected that those henchmen they were wearing vests full of dynamite. That's usually how they do.
How henching works.
Did you guys bring your bulletproof vests in case people shoot you? No, we've got vests made of dynamite.
Of explosives.
Is this wrong? But these were the ones with the coupons.
I got the dynamite on sale. All right, so they're dead. He pulls over, wants to know what he's actually hauling, realizes that it's AK-47s from China, question mark.
SKS.
Yeah, right. So he's like, somebody's dirty in here. You knew about this, Randy Travis. Kicks him out. It's like, you can't ride with me anymore. You get in that Trans Am that's all banged up, and I'm taking Sonny.
Well, we got to keep our math going as we're going. There's 5 crates? You see about how many guns are each crate?
Yeah.
So there's not $3 million guns there. There's about $7,000 worth of guns in front of about $30,000 worth of toilets.
Right. And aren't AKs and SKs, like, you can... Consumers can buy them?
Yeah, an SKS is a fucking cheap gun.
Right. But it's
Toilets
not like...
are expensive.
Toilets are expensive.
These aren't military-grade guns.
No, those were shitty guns.
They're shitty guns
and
that they're selling.
The first gun... the first gun heist that goes south where the guy in the dump truck blows himself up, one of the crates dumps out, and there was like a World War I era carbine.
Yeah, I saw a blunderbuss in there.
It was like, what is that? This is...
Actually, that's probably worth something because it belongs in a museum.
Sure.
You can't use it, but...
No. It jams if you put a bullet next to it.
Well, they're going to give that gun to a Asahi guy, and he's going to be like, this is awesome, and then it's going to blow up in his face.
Yeah, he cleans his gun by looking down the barrel first.
You can't spit in it otherwise.
That's right. Got to get that lube going.
Asahi Guy. So he pulls over at a weight station. It's not the one he was supposed to go to, though, because he's pulling a ruse.
There's distrust between the Travis and the Swayze.
But because of that, now he's taking they had the path cleared at the way station with what their inside man who was going to be like, oh, everything's good here. Go on ahead. But this inspector isn't dirty.
No.
And wants to check out the back. So he goes in there and he's just about to see the guns past the toilet when Tiny the dog barks at him. And he gets a phone call.
Yeah.
The other guy gets a phone call that says, hey, you need to get out of there right now.
And then Swayze's like, it seems like somebody wants us to get through. Not what actually happened. What actually happened is they're like paging Officer Dickhead. Officer Dickhead, there's 40 trucks lined up. Don't fucking look in the back of all of them.
Yeah.
If it weighs enough, move it along.
Yeah, you're not...
Move it along, buddy.
You're not the highway patrol here, buddy. But it was actually Sonny who called into the FBI and said, dude, we're about to get busted, which is what you want to have happen.
Yes, but now we go back to the offices of Lemon and Fitzgerald.
Right.
CPAs.
The FBI guy's name is Ford.
Okay.
I just now thought of that.
Oh, maybe it was the other guy's name.
Chevy. Let's just go with that.
Chevy.
Chevy and Ford.
Chevy and Ford. We'll talk about Chevy here in a little while as well. I got some fun facts about Chevy.
They now go back into their. At this point, the one that was the more cool of the two, or not cool, say, but mellow.
Like Fonz? Cool?
No.
Okay.
Just
because neither of them are the Fonz.
No, they're
your zen is off, my
Yeah.
friend. I can really feel your hostility towards me, really, because people like me want to punch you in the face.
Your aura is really red.
Yeah, but his mellow has totally been harshed at this point, and now they're both aggravated cop captain. He's like, "You're running this operation too close to the rail." You're like, what?
What?
I'm not sure what's happening here. Also, are you guys just in a real estate office?
I thought they were in a lunchroom.
Yeah.
Because of like the round table, right? And they're just like having an FBI conversation at a round table with other people walking around with coffee.
I'm pretty sure that's not Langley.
No, it's not anything. There's like a one metal rack with some shit on it, and other than that, there's just computers on tables.
Yeah, right.
Like FBI headquarters.
It's the conference room at the Holiday Inn down the street from the set. Okay, so they get through the checkpoint. Cutler, though, has paid Jack's family a visit because I guess now he's like his truck driver sense is tingling and like, oh, Jack's gonna be a problem because he called me and was like, I'm gonna do the job still, just so you know. And he's like, this guy's gonna be trouble. So he goes and nabs his family.
Sure. I think it's the guy's, his henchman's idea.
Okay.
He's like, we should just go kidnap him now. Why? Because I'm bored.
And I got these new murder gloves.
I've got murder gloves on. I'm ready to go. Can we do something?
Did
All you
you
do is sitting here watching Wheel of Fortune.
It's like, man, did you see those new OJ isotoners?
Yeah, they're OJ brand. Come
Yeah.
on, man. I got to use them. Because he does. He shows up and knocks on the door. Hi, I'm Jack's parole officer. Why are you wearing murder gloves?
For murdering.
For murdering.
And then he whips out a gun.
Right.
It's like, I'm going to shoot you now. And the guy's like, take it down 3 notches. You're at an 11. I need you at a 2.
But they're OJs.
They shrink when you get them wet. They're perfect.
Speaking of
Isotoner perfect crime model.
Speaking of OJ, is that what you're going to say?
Speaking of gloves.
Did you see that OJ gave fucking Antonio Brown some legal advice on Twitter?
I mean, who wouldn't? Why wouldn't you take OJ's legal advice? He got away with fucking murder.
I guess. Hire Johnny Cochran.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, sweetheart?
I don't know if I should say that now. But Patrick Swayze also had gloves and a crowbar.
But his have fingerless gloves.
He's
right?
got trucking gloves.
Yeah.
He's got driving gloves. Those are actual driving gloves.
Oh.
Yeah. My dad had a pair of driving gloves. I was super jealous. We used to have this BMW 3 Series, and he would totally go all out in it because it had a wood steering wheel. So he'd get the leather driving gloves, and then he had a leather.
He had a hat.
Little leather driving hat, and you got to do the whole thing. The only thing that he didn't have was the scarf that you like.
An ascot?
Yeah, an ascot that blows in the wind behind you. Yeah, driving gloves are sweet. I'd like to get some driving gloves. They're nice. For long drives, you need driving gloves.
Really?
Yeah, otherwise your hands get chafed.
Or you have a leather steering wheel and it takes care of that.
No. I mean like in a sports car. Down the French Riviera, baby.
Oh, yeah?
Hair blowing in the breeze, what I got left of it. Actually, I got a full head of hair. And
What a bragger.
And a babe on my side.
Sure.
Whose hair is also falling out. Named Jackie.
Okay, what?
Hair is not falling out.
What? Like,
Jesus.
but my wife is more bald than I am. And so we're going to have to make her wear her scarf on her head hair.
You're going to do the Vin Diesel. Well, fuck it. I'm just going to shave it.
She's just rolling all about the family.
Yep, exactly. Anyways, we got to move on from my daydreams.
You're daydreaming of
a
turning
bald
your
wife
wife into Vin Diesel?
Mm-hmm. While being on the French Riviera.
Can't. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Okay. Hey, dude, at least I'm not dreaming about black dogs, right? And murder. That's what's going on in this film.
Yeah.
On the highway, Asahi Guy has pinched Jack in between two other trucks.
This is the Appalachian steep grade sequence.
Oh, I thought you had like a clever name for what this maneuver was called if you're a bad guy. The old Model G.
No, it's not called that.
Okay, what would you call this move, Jax?
It's called the fucking killing heist.
The fucking killing heist.
The fucking killing heist.
Yeah, that's what all bad guys call it.
Well, they're going to kill him, and then, then they're going to go steal the stuff.
It needs a better name than that.
They're like, all right, everyone open their dossier to turn to page 1 of Operation Get That Guy.
It could be the pinch and push.
The pinch and push is a good one.
Yeah.
It's a greasy pinch and push.
The greasy pinchy push.
It's a greasy pinch and push because Asahi Guy refuses to wash his hands or face. You have failed to mention that Asahi Guy has got shit all over his face the whole time he's in this movie.
Yeah, it's like something that Danny Ocean would plan. Who's going to be our Asahi Guy? We got to have an Asahi Guy.
We got to have an Asahi Guy for the greasy pinch and push.
We could just get Asahi Guy. Oh, yeah, for the greasy pinch and push. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So they've got him all pinned in. They're going to try to force him off the road. But he pushes the first trailer over, smashes through it. I don't know how he disconnected it from the trailer or from the truck as well when he pushed it over.
Oh,
because
so
the other guy just keeps driving.
Yeah, he causes him to lose his brakes, and then the trailer just comes off.
It just comes right off.
It just comes right off.
Yeah. The side guy drives off a cliff.
Yeah, he with a bunch of cars.
With
He's just
a bunch
like,
of cars.
that looks bad. Okay, see you guys later.
He's dead, right?
He died.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, because even if he didn't die on impact, right, one of those cars crushed him to death.
Well,
you know that it did.
I don't think you can turn over a semi 6 times and survive. I don't care how.
He went off a cliff,
Yeah.
and cars landed on top of him.
Yeah, he's dead. Then Asahi Guy just drives straight into a fucking gas tanker and explodes.
Yeah.
Doesn't try to steer out of the way. It just does that Austin Powers thing. No! And slowly smashes
He doesn't
into
even
this thing and
scream. He's
explodes.
just like, I have seen my own demise.
I can do nothing about it like use brakes or steer.
I'm going to pick my nose before I go.
And he dies.
What did you find
Asahi
under
Guy.
his fingernails? A nose hair and some boogers.
And grease. Then the lead guy, who has no brakes, just keeps going down the fucking road, smashing into cars,
Yelling.
and finally smashes into a mobile home that's in the road.
Yeah, there's just a mobile home in the middle of the highway that he runs through, and most likely dies.
And flips it over and gets smashed.
It turns over like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
This is a really impressive crash.
It is. It really is. Other than the fact that clearly there was a ramp on the other side because he spins in air. But this is just such a microcosm as well of this movie because this actor who dies is the worst cast possible. He's not villainous.
No.
Like, he just looks like somebody's dad.
Yeah.
Like, Dad died on the highway this week. He did what he loved, trucking. Like, he's running a union job. Like, he doesn't belong here.
No, that's what, like, they were like, well, we didn't catch him, Meatloaf, bad guy? And he's like, no. We're like, who'd you send? Well, I sent Phil and Glenn. They work in the mailroom.
Yeah, they were about to retire. That like tomorrow's their birthday. We were doing a surprise thing down at the bar.
Glenn doesn't even know how to drive a truck. He works in payroll services.
What are you doing with your people?
I've already spent $35 on the cake, you son of a bitch. I want reimbursed.
Yeah, Phil's.
Did you take the coupons to get the cake?
Who's gonna tell
No.
his family?
I paid full price.
Oh
and
my
I want
God.
all $35 back, you son of a
Meatloaf
bitch.
would actually rip someone's head off for paying full price and not bringing coupons.
If you die while trucking, while in the act of committing a crime that you may or may not have signed up for, because I don't think Phil wanted to do this job.
No.
Would you still get your pension? Or is your family fucked?
I don't think there was really a pension if you work for Meatloaf.
Well, he's not. No, Phil doesn't have any business there. Look at his face. He is not part of Meatloaf's operation. He's just casual trucker.
After 50 years of service, you think you're getting this retirement package, and he slides you a briefcase, and you turn it around, and you open it up, and it's just full of coupons. And you look up at him, and he goes, I already cut them out for you. Some more fit in there. Yeah, look, that's a lot of coupons.
75 cents off Pepsi right here. How about
save that one?
I got to keep that for later. That's a big one. Oh, my God. Poor Phil. Poor Phil's family.
He was genuinely concerned, too, because he was telling people to get out of the way.
Look out!
Get out of the way! I don't know what I'm doing. I should have called in sick today.
Oh, my God. So now they know that they're being tracked somehow because Meatloaf's guys keep finding him. So Cutler, or they think it's Wes.
Yeah.
The guy that has to pee constantly. But it turns out they were right.
It's Wes.
It's
yeah.
Wes. He's calling in.
He's like, it's not me. I got shot one time. That's why I got to pee all the time. Look at this scar way up here, away from my bladder.
Right.
And they're like, are you a snitch? Yes, I am.
Yep, me.
Yeah,
Yep, busted.
I do have to pee, though. I am 6, by the way.
And then they have a T-Mobile phone standoff in the bathroom.
This is one of the weirdest scenes I've ever seen in a movie where you're like, oh, because all the phone starts ringing and it just like starts fast panning.
Right, it's
with the sound effect,
shot exactly like every other Mexican standoff.
And you're like, oh, so the person with the phone is obviously the snitch. But we just determined that Wes was the snitch a minute ago. Why are we even doing this with the phone? And then there's some karate. And then all of a sudden, Jack just goes, oh, sorry, that's my phone.
Oh, I was ringing.
This is my wife. Hold on.
Give
Time out from whatever we're doing here.
My favorite was when they threw a phone at Wes so that he wouldn't shoot somebody. And Wes is like, save me, Patrick Swayze. And he's like, you're going to die.
I got to take this.
I have to take this call. This is actually my phone.
Yeah. Well,
It's
first
odd.
he tells him, you're just going to die, kid. Give it up. Oh, my phone is ringing. Excuse me.
On the other line, it's Cutler. It
Yeah.
says, hey, I got your fam. I got your fam. Got them tied up. I didn't murder them. This guy over here with this fucking murder. Hey, don't shoot at them. God damn it. They're okay. They're okay.
They're fine.
Just so you know.
I think.
Stop it!
I said no.
Put the garrote wire down.
Dad, are you going to make it for my soccer game?
So
You know what? Just wait in the garage. Just get in the garage right now.
So everything's good here.
Yeah.
How's the trucking?
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Boop.
It's like, wait, is this is costing me minutes.
This is 1998.
Yeah.
Make it fast.
Make it fast. I know that you got my family hostage and all, but like, tick tick.
New phone. Who dis? So now Meatloaf's out of guys. Which usually doesn't happen in bad movies. The bad guy usually just has an unlimited supply of guys. But now he's out of guys, and he's like, well, I guess I got to fucking take him down myself.
I don't think he's out of guys. I just think he's reached a proximity from his shop that he's just too far away to get more guys. He's like, I should have brought more guys.
Yeah. I didn't realize I was fucking fighting Mike Banning. Jesus Christ. Never enough guys. So he's going to go after Jack himself. But he also, I guess he doesn't run out of guys.
No, he's
'cause
got
right
guys-
after that, there's 2 dirt bikers
Yeah.
that come pouring in with SMGs.
One of them dies indignantly by crashing.
By just running into his buddy's motorcycle. The lack of steering and brakes in this movie is astounding.
Yeah.
People just run into shit constantly.
Oh, yeah. And the other guy he jumps on the truck and just starts futzing with shit.
Yeah, I guess
He's trying to unhook the load.
Yeah, okay. He's also got a fucking Confederate flag
Which-
on his jacket. So
That's
fuck that guy.
Gonna work great. Just unhooking the load.
Yeah, then it's just gonna
It's
turn
gonna be
over and
stuck. At best, stuck on the highway.
at best, like slides to a perfect gentle stop.
No,
Then no, it's gonna turn over 50 fucking times because there's not brakes
just
on it
gonna
or
wad up.
steering, and then you've got guns all over the highway that you now have to pick up while the cops are coming.
Yeah.
Good job, guy. He's got a Confederate flag on. He's probably not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Well, that and he's attacking a semi with a dirt bike. Well, let's leave apparel out of it. It's like, yep, I'm going to win this fight. Okay.
And again with the casting, this guy,
He's just some guy.
he's just some mustache dude.
Yeah.
Like, not villainous in the least.
No, so at a certain point, Swayze has to leave the cab of the truck, and Meatloaf's shooting awkwardly at them, and there's all sorts of excitement and pandemonium. But he starts fighting this mustached helmet guy, and what I expect here is him to look up and go, Carl?
Yeah, right.
Hey!
What are you doing
What
here?
are you doing here?
Go home to your family.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I don't understand why he was even fighting this guy because he snuck up on him. He could have just pushed him off, you know?
Right.
But instead he
Well, we know why.
Gets into it.
We know why.
We know why.
Why?
He wants to see the life go out of his eyes.
Is that why he's trying to kill him with the
His bare
wheel?
hands? Yes.
Yeah, he's trying to smash his face slowly off onto one of the big rig's 18 wheels.
So that he can go back into the cab and be like, that's taken care of. I
Covered
drank his
in
blood.
Yeah, just covered in blood. Yes.
He is addicted to murder.
He is addicted to murder, which is why he falls into the ranks of Banning and Dan.
Yeah.
They're both good guys who are totally psychopathic.
Yep.
That thank God they found this avenue to help the world.
They're not helping. He's just murdering people on the highway.
Because if he wasn't doing this job, he would be murdering the 3 of us. He would go into a bank and just start blowing people away because this man needs murder in his life.
No, he's
not helping anything. Asahi Guy blew up a gas station. People worked there and died.
Yeah,
there's fucking collateral
there's
damage
collateral
to
damage.
this.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. No, he's bad.
He's bad.
And he's not going to go into a bank. He needs to do it in the truck.
Slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While their eyes roll back in the head.
There's no explosions if you go into a bank and start shooting people. That's not the same. There's no fucking trash and road rage and, collateral damage like Sam says, right? The car behind him blows up too because it runs into the semi that just flipped over 15 times. He's way worse than Banning.
Yeah, he is. No, he wants to hear, he gets a boner or maybe he jizzes in his pants when he hears the death rattle. He's like, oh, yeah. Oh, that was a good one. He should just hang around Ben Kingsley. Ben Kingsley can do his slipstream death over and over for him, and that's his porn.
He pulls over. He's like, something about hearing an explosion that definitely killed 7 innocent people just really breaks his shit loose. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's nuts. Okay, so he pulls over, and Sonny has been shot. He stood up in the window and got shot in the tummy, but now the bullet's in his chest. I don't know.
He made himself as big as possible.
He did.
He goes into a gunfight and becomes a large target.
He felt bad for Meatloaf because he saw how he was holding that gun before, and he was like, man, I got to help this guy out. He's not going to hit shit.
There's a point where Meatloaf is actually doing this. They're blanks, but you see in his face, he's got a little bit of the Bruce Willis hate gun.
Oh, absolutely.
That he's holding a gun while driving. It's pushing into the wind, and he's squinting. Am I actually gonna accidentally shoot myself with this? This is not, I don't like this.
It's hilarious. So Sonny confesses that he's the FBI guy. He's the plant. And speaking of Ben Kingsley, he slowly dies in front of us.
He finishes his sentence and he just stops talking. And he's dead. And I'm thinking to myself, like, is he dead? And then Patrick Swayze pokes him in the eye. It's like...
Hey, was there more?
He finishes his sentence, but he doesn't finish his thought.
Right.
And there's an awkward shot of all the other three looking at him like, I guess he died before he could finish what he was talking about. That usually doesn't happen. Okay.
Why the long pause? Buddy, hey. He's dead. Oh, shit. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the next thing we see, right?
We were just being polite and letting him finish on his own time.
What were you saying? Oh, shit.
But then they put him in the back with Tiny.
Yeah, they just chuck him in the semi.
So now this
Tiny's
poor
eating
dog,
him.
is back there with a dead body.
He's getting smashed by toilets and guns, and now has a body.
I imagine that Tiny was as good as long as he could be. There was a good 6-7 minutes where he's like, I'm not going to eat this guy.
Don't eat the guy. Don't eat the guy.
And then the blood's just rushing all over the floor, and he's licking it up, and he's like, oh, this is pretty good.
God, that guy looks so good right now.
I am going to eat this guy. I have to eat this guy.
Fuck it. I'm eating him.
Yep.
I haven't had anything to eat on the road. I need this. It's a matter of survival.
The FBI is like, where's our man? And like, there's some of him left.
He's around.
Yeah.
He's all over.
There's a few large logs of him at a rest stop in Pennsylvania.
Oh, man, that was a long rest stop. Man. Tiny took forever. Okay, so Jack also got shot. He got winged in the arm and patches himself up via Rambo.
Yep. At a very majestic rest stop.
Yeah, right.
Like this, they're at a rest stop, and it's like this Montana scene. You know, like there's a fence, like a wooden farm fence, and there's this river behind him, and it's glistening, and it's just like, wow, this is the most beautiful rest stop I've ever seen in my life.
I'm going to assume that they took a pit stop in West Virginia or something.
Yeah, because the rest stops that I stop at are nothing but a really creepy looking bathroom and a bunch of weeds and
some picnic tables.
Yeah, and it's always like those little stickers that spurs.
Oh yeah, we have
stickers.
We have what are called goat heads on the west, the desert that we live in.
There's one in Nevada that no matter what stall you go into, there's at least a half inch of fluid on the ground.
Yeah, right.
It's just like,
what is that?
Why mostly pee, I think.
Not because pee. Pee
it's
smells.
Water,
Sometimes it's just this puddle of. That doesn't smell like pee. What is it?
Why am I in it?
Why do I have to do this?
You want to just piss on the side of the building because it's like, I'm doing you guys a favor.
And
it's
then,
gross in there.
And then you take a shit, and the whole time you're sitting there while this homeless man jerks off a truck driver, and they're both just staring at you.
You're like, God, why did they put a window on the door? This is weird.
Why are you guys looking at me?
Yeah.
Look at each other.
You're
pulling each other off.
I ate too much cheese.
I can be here for a while. Oh, truck stops suck. Okay, so anyways, so Sonny's dead and eaten by a dog. I also like that he reflects on his time with Sonny.
Yeah, there's a memory thing like, ooh, my friend Sonny. And it's just him holding a gun because they didn't really have any shots of them together other than that.
You became my best friend when I met you 3 hours ago. There's sequences in his mind of them running together on the beach and shit like that. They're on the back of a unicorn flying on a rainbow. But back on the road. Jack tells Earl about the black dog and about the first time he murdered somebody. And Earl's like, oh, cool. I guess that explains everything. I'm
your friend now.
Yeah, I'm your friend. Let's go get some pie.
Yeah.
So they pull over.
It's been at least 7 hours since last pie.
Last pie, right?
Yeah.
Jack tries to call the FBI and basically gets the customer support for Comcast on the other end and can't get through.
Yeah.
So he's got to hatch a plan on how to get a hold of the FBI. So they ditch Wes. Wes is like, I'm giving up. I'm done. And they're like, okay, see you, Wes. You sucked. And he moves the FBI tracking device to the truck that Wes is now on.
Which I believe is a pig truck.
Okay, sure.
Some kind of animal truck.
Livestock.
Yeah.
So the FBI is like, hey, this truck's going the wrong direction. We got to stop him now. They go down there, pull over the truck Wes is in. Jack calls Wes and says, all right, since you're pulled over, because I've got trucker sense too, give him the phone to the FBI guy. I need to talk to him.
Yeah.
Well, I believe that Wes dials.
Yeah, that was
them.
what he's like, I need you to do something for me, Wes.
Yeah.
Right before that. So he sets this up.
Wes was a plan? I thought Wes was a patsy on this whole thing.
No, so he goes, when you get pulled over, call me and give him the phone.
Oh, okay. Good for Wes. I didn't realize it was all part of the plan. Then why the big goodbye sequence?
They miss him. Actually, they hate him because Randy Travis tells him to eat shit.
Eat shit, Wes.
Like, have a good life, Wes. Randy Travis is like, eat shit.
Fuck off and die, Wes. I hope you get herpes in your eye, you prick.
He's like, well, that's the mean thing to say to somebody you'll never see again. I'm like, no, that dickhead lives 3 buildings over from me.
And it's funny because it's Randy Travis that tells him to eat shit.
Yeah, right.
Randy Travis is a nice dude.
So then he tells the FBI agent something. It's behind the scenes. We don't know. But
We're
then
going to
calls,
do it my way.
Yeah. The plan, whatever it is. He calls Cutler and says, hey, meet me at the docks. I got your guns. I want my family. Let's do it down there type situation. Mm-hmm. So they show up. Earl's up on the crane. He's got the trailer attached to it and is threatening to dump the guns in the harbor unless the family goes away or the family's freed.
Sure.
But the cops show up. Guns start blasting. They don't even, freeze!
Well, he dumps part of the load.
Right. Yeah.
The toilet's out, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, hey, we'll give you your daughter. Calm the fuck down. And then I'm thinking in my head, is Tiny still in there? What about Sonny?
And remnants of Sonny just slide into the harbor.
Yep. Ooh, he was slick.
Oh, no, he's caught on the door. Shake it a little bit.
Yep.
Maybe he'll fall off.
Tiny's still latched on him.
There's a good half of Sonny in the harbor, and again, some very large logs of Sonny in Pennsylvania at a truck stop.
So the bullets are flying. Guys are dying left and right. There's cops dying. There's bad guys dying.
There's a lot of henchmen in the New Jersey branch, I guess.
Right. Where'd all these guys come from?
Also, the accountants are really action-packed here.
Uh-huh.
And they save each other from bullets from bad guys who are just guys named Steve in, Canadian tuxedos.
Of course.
And then they give each other this look like, yeah, you are the guy.
Hey, man, you want to come over for dinner this week? My wife would love to meet you, man. You're my best friend now.
They give each other the tough guy look, and you're as the viewer going, these are not tough guys.
These are accountants.
This is the look they gave each other when they landed the Morgan account.
Right. Okay, so Jack gets his kid. She's safe. He hides her in a rowboat, but the mom's still nabbed. And Jack chases after Cutler, and they fight on top of the ship. It's a big bare knuckle match. There's weapons being used and guns being knocked out of each other's hands and all sorts of things back and forth until Jack gets him in a chokehold and is going to kill him.
He's going to kill him.
Slowly. And the only thing that stops him is the FBI is like, let him go, Jack. You don't do it again, you murderous psychopath. Jesus.
Yeah.
We need this guy to figure out where the fuck he's getting these guns from.
Yeah, we still don't have a prime suspect in this at all.
No, his wife picks up Cutler's gun, too.
Yeah, she's going to shoot him.
She's going to shoot him, but she's not going to kill him because he's going to strangle him. She's just going to wing him.
Right.
And then probably jam the gun in the wound so that it hurts while her husband is squeezing the life from him, and then they're going to have sex on his bleeding body afterwards.
That burnt smell from that gun. Oh, my God. It smells so good. Said Jack. Not me. Dude, guys, don't look at me like that.
Yeah, you're a psycho.
I'm not. I'm pretending to be Jack.
Sure you are. Uh-huh.
It's Jack.
Jack Cruz.
Am I Jack?
I don't think so.
Okay, good. Whew.
Yeah, no.
What do you guys smell like when you're on fire?
Polyester and suave.
Damn it, you were faster than me.
Yep, I don't like it. No, I am not Jack. I am very not interested in smelling that. Okay, so the next morning, because it took them like it appears that they just sat there for 6 hours because he's now getting patched up. The guy is getting taken away in the police car.
Yeah.
And it's not dawn. It's mid-afternoon light.
They've been sitting there for 7 hours.
Are you guys doing anything? No, we got to wait for the sun to come up and then wait a few more hours after that.
They're like, we got to wait for the CSI to show up from the FBI. And they're going to drive here from Virginia.
Yeah, they're down in Langley.
They don't want to. Field office is, I mean, it's close, but those.
You never know what you get at the
New Jersey branch is not.
It's just a seagull full of needles, really. I mean, we don't want that here.
That's why we dust for prints here.
They're still at the dock. The FBI says, hey, thanks for helping out. We're going to take care of your mortgage for you, buddy. And we've given you your license back because I guess we can do that.
I'm pretty sure that they just recruited him into the FBI to be the FBI ultimate trucker.
They need a trucker, and they're going to get him, by damn it.
They need a highway mass murderer.
Right. Or maybe it's just we got to keep this guy on the streets.
Yeah.
He's literally on the streets in a truck rather than walking.
Yeah.
I'd rather have him run over bad guys that we assign him to run over than just fucking murdering people.
Yep.
He's a loose cannon. We can't have him out there.
No.
Got to keep our thumb on him. And Earl's like, hey, great job. Here's my dog.
Yeah.
That's my ranger.
Yeah, he's like, well, I'm going to go in here now. Give him my dog back when we get this figured out because I don't know what's going on.
I'm probably going to have to live with you, too.
Yeah.
I'm part of your family now.
Because Wes was my roommate and I hate him. I told him to eat shit and I'm not backing down off that.
So the family all gets in the big rig together, the same big rig that Sonny died in earlier.
So the kid's sitting in a pool of blood with the dog, and the dog is like, yes, more Sonny.
And then she's just sort of squeezing his heart. And then they look at Jack and he's like, well, she has to learn. She has to learn.
To like the taste of people?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. I see what you're throwing down there. They're going to take the truck to the FBI impound. So he is working for the FBI now. But guess what? Meatloaf still has out there.
And
with now no motivation.
Oh, revenge.
For what?
Hiring
him off. Jack?
Yeah, he's going to.
He ruined his red truck.
Yeah. He ruined
Smashed
his red
it into
truck.
a electric fence or some shit.
And more than anything, he's been separated from his beloved coupons for at least 17 hours.
You motherfucker.
Which means he's had to pay full price for that Snickers bar at the gas station.
Pissed.
Welcome to the Garden State Cruise.
Yeah. He does. He's like, you're going to die.
And he's now also in a big rig.
Yeah.
He's never been in a big rig before, but now he's in a fucking, I think that's a Man, is the brand of that.
Yeah.
MANN.
And law enforcement, all of a sudden, nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found on the docks at all. And they're bashing into each other, but they eventually get into a race.
They just start racing each other.
Through some kind of barn that has water barrels and gravel.
It's an obstacle course, and they're running into all the obstacles.
You get points.
There's not a fight with the trucks where he forces them to go off. What happens is his Meatloaf's like, I'm winning the race. And then Patrick Swayze's like, we're racing? And then he just drives out the wrong side of the fucking warehouse, tips over, and dies.
He gets ran over by a train.
Well, his car explodes. And then the train just kind of nonchalantly pulls up and runs him over. And then the cops come.
And the family looks at each other and they all take a deep breath and go, Murder.
Yeah, family
Jack.
that murders together stays
You
together.
told us about the smell, and I didn't know until now. It's amazing.
I kept that man's ears.
Gotta get over there and get my souvenir for my first family kill. Could you take our picture?
Yeah, right.
It's just some Japanese tourists there. Wait, you're gonna take the pictures with you? That's weird.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
That's your movie, guys. Fucking glorious.
Yep.
Let's get to some questions. Who wants to start? Jackie.
So now that they've all murdered together and they understand this mass murder feeling, do you think that they just go on the road as a family? She starts homeschooling.
What they do? Yeah, they live in the truck, absolutely, because he now has a free pass. He's got a license to kill from the FBI.
Yes.
Absolutely. And they do the lifestyle. They are the family of truckers who, on the side, murder people. But it's not on the side. That's their main job.
Yeah.
But that's what they want to do. The trucking is just a vehicle, literal vehicle to get to it.
Do you think that the FBI gives him a fuel card?
Oh, of course. Yeah. He's got unlimited miles. I mean, he's got a license to kill, Jackie. He's got a license to fuel up, too.
Uh-huh. Part two, what is turning out to be part two of that question. After that, does he turn the eastern seaboard into a post-apocalyptic wasteland?
Just mashed up cars and
From New Jersey to Florida is now Mad Max.
Yeah, it just looks like the highways in a zombie movie. Yep. There's just cars littered all over the place with dead people.
But what does it say about New Jersey, though, that they just had a fucking rando motor, trailer house out in the middle of their roads?
See, that was actually in Virginia.
Yeah, someplace.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but they didn't have license plates on the cars as much as possible.
Right.
And that was just so they could shoot shit wherever out, no matter how bad they fucked up.
Right.
Well, Meatloaf's car had a license plate. It said God Pilot.
God Pilot. Yeah, because he's a nutso. Can someone explain the plot to me? Seriously.
I can sum it up in one word. Coupons.
Coupons.
I mean, this is the idiot plot, right? Because the FBI is a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, they don't.
Because they've got a man inside. They know where the guns are. They know who's selling them, and they know who's buying them. And they don't arrest anybody. They go, we gotta get the guns delivered. Then we're gonna get a guy.
The main villain is stealing guns from himself in the most convoluted way possible.
Right.
He doesn't just go, well, I have them, and I'm going to keep them now.
And the guy who's buying the guns, I guess his business plan is to just have the guns delivered to his mechanic shop, because that's what he is. He owns a trucking thing. It's just truckers selling guns to other truckers.
Why does he even send the load out?
Right. Why?
He's like, I gotta send it out so that when he calls, we'll tell him that we sent it. Just tell him you sent it.
Just tell him you sent it. But also get the money up front. Get the money first. You can't steal your guns and then sell your guns to yourself.
No, you let him call, and he's like, did you send out the statement? No, I'm keeping them. We don't want to sell them? I'm going to sell them. Can I buy them? Yes. I'm going to steal them from me again.
All right. Well, when will they be here? Right after I steal them.
Yeah. Give me a week. I'm going to move these around a little bit, and then I'll get bored of it. And at that point, I will have some coupons to cut out.
Yeah.
And I will send them to you.
30 cents off this AK-47.
Do you have any coupons? You don't have any coupons for these, right? I'm going to get full price on these.
Give me your coupons. God damn it, I know you got them. So can we all three declare that this is the idiot plot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't make any sense.
But it was so action-packed that you really didn't give a shit.
Oh, no.
Because
I always liked the idiot plot.
The explosions and the crashes and the deaths are just so fucking awesome in this movie.
I have more questions. I hope you haven't moved on to recommendations here, Jackie, because we're not done with this thing yet. Sam?
Does his daughter grow up to be like Large Marge?
Who's Large Marge?
In Pee-wee?
Yeah.
Well, Large Marge isn't a fucking murdering psychopath.
Well, but, okay, maybe she's just a ghost murdering psychopath instead of Large Marge?
So she dies?
Maybe.
When she grows up? She grows up and dies.
I think she eats enough human hearts that she becomes discorporate. And then she is actually just a murder spirit of the Eastern Seaboard.
Ah, okay, all right.
And it's like he can summon her whenever he's actually having problems murdering people with his truck. And they'll be like, we've built resistance to you, Jack Cruz. And there's like an army of post-apocalyptic pitchfork guys. And he's just like, I summoned my daughter and she just rains death from the sky. And you're like, oh my God, you have a magic spirit murderer.
You have Ghost Rider.
Yeah, she's Ghost Rider.
She's Ghost Rider.
Ghost Driver.
Kid.
It's like a fucking trucker that's also like, it's like a truck, but it's also like a horse that comes out of the clouds and then just like blows people up like Dr. Manhattan. And you're just like, what the fuck was that?
Ghost Rider Kid.
Ghost Rider Kid. It's pretty sweet stuff.
I'm just sitting here imagining all this going, yeah. And the truck can be pulled by these demon horses as it comes out of the clouds, and the truck's got flames on it. Yeah.
Be bitching.
Yeah.
Jackie?
Blows flames out of the top air hole thingies.
Oh, yeah. The exhaust pipes.
Yeah.
Smokestacks.
Yeah.
And it's is actually like a murderous French horn sound, like a distorted cacophony of distorted
triangles.
Noise.
It's a horror tuba.
Triangles. That's a pleasant sound. That means dinner time. Like
Tubular Bells is pretty creepy, man.
Yeah. Not the triangle.
No,
fucking
Din
Sam
Din.
Elliott plays the triangle and says, "I have some beef."
Yeah, that's what happened. You hear the triangle, and they're like, "Oh, it's dinner." I'm like, but we're the dinner. Oh no!
They're gonna eat me. Oh my God. Okay, so anything else from you guys? I got one left. Okay, name one thing that is missing from this movie that would put it at 10 for 10 stars if it's not already. It's not 10 for 10. There's one thing that I think this movie needs to put it 10 for 10.
I think it actually needed him to successfully jump the semi over something.
Yeah, that's a good one. Jackie?
I think at the end, he should have ran over the bad guy.
Ran him over like Baby Gage?
Yeah.
That would have been pretty sweet too. And like have it Meatloaf explode.
No, not Meatloaf. His boss,
Cutler,
his
Cutler. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So Cutler shows up. He gets out of the car, and then Patrick Swayze just gasses it and just runs his ass down. And then the wife and kid are still sitting in the car going, was that your dad?
Where's he going? Is he going to stop? And then he just keeps going.
Yeah. And then he jumps from the truck as it goes into the harbor.
Or he jumps the truck, and while it's in, so to appease you, while it's in midair, he clips his head, and his head just comes off.
That's Cutler or Meatloaf?
Cutler.
Okay.
Yeah,
what happened?
Cutler.
Meatloaf just goes the same way?
Yeah, Meatloaf's death's pretty
good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Pretty
death.
perfect.
So you end up, and then you're at the end, instead of just credits, he's like, so what's for dinner? And she's like, meatloaf.
I was going to say the awkward sex scene. Because Roadhouse, we're obviously going to compare this movie to Roadhouse, has that really just terrible sex scene that just launches it into the stratosphere of bad movies, where his hands are seriously up the director's wife's ass.
Yeah. So what would make this, I think the only sex scene that you could really pull off that would live up to the rest of the BS in this movie, because they are boring married people, is if it was the MacGruber sex scene.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good
where
too.
just like he's just giving it to her for about 45 seconds, and she's like, what's happening? Who are you?
Who are you? But pretty damn close to 10 for 10 on this thing. I'm going to move into final recommendations, and I'm going to say I fucking love this movie. Not just because it's trucker, but it's perfectly bad. It is bad in this like beautiful, terrible manner throughout the entire thing. The music is crap. The casting is terrible. Even the editing is bad.
The editing is bad.
Not bad in a painful way like early 2000s bad editing. This is just poorly put together shots that make scenes that could have been boring hilarious.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Well, when your hero of the movie is a mass murderer,
right?
That is always a good thing.
It's always a good thing.
And, they really did spend the money on the explosions. And the crashes, and they were fucking awesome. And I loved Randy Travis in this movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, the casting is so bad and so good. It's electric shit on fire is what I say.
It's electric shit on fire. It's so rare for a movie to be this bad but have so much behind it.
Perfection in its terribleness.
Yeah, it's up there with like Megaforce, and it shouldn't have been made.
Yeah.
But they spent the money and they blew the shit up, and none of the rest of it works, and it's magical.
Yeah, this is a rare creature right here. This is a fucking unicorn.
And it's a culmination of so many things, because this is finally like, this is really, if you're going to look at Rafaela De Laurentiis as a quote-unquote filmmaker, this was what I would call her magnum opus.
Yeah.
This is where, this is like, if she was in charge, this is what you'd get every time.
Oh, man. Why didn't we get that every time? God damn it. Yeah, this is a total do for me. Stop what you're doing. Watch Black Dog. This is This is as good as it gets. And I'm assuming.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I've been,
Okay.
The first time I saw this, my jaw was on the floor.
Oh, I loved it the first time. And you know what's great is that I loved it even more the second time.
And we didn't watch it that long ago. This is still pretty fresh for us.
This is my fourth time, and it's still good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Okay, well, that wraps up the 3 trilogy, but I do have a little bit more trucker tribute. Film story style, we're the world's most famous truckers who have ever lived. Film edition. Including men such as Charlie Bronson, James Cameron was a trucker before he was a director.
Really?
Yeah. Sean Connery did some trucking.
Sure.
Oh, they actually were truckers?
Yeah, they were actual truckers before they were super famous.
The Swayze went out and got his CDL to do this movie.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, a little method acting.
Yeah. I don't know if he ever actually pulled a trucking job, but he was trucker qualified.
Yep.
Chevy Chase was a trucker before SNL, like a full-time trucker.
He was also in he was Steely Dan's first drummer.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe
Chevy Chase was all over the place.
Maybe
man.
he's like the equipment guy too, and that's how he was trucking. He was trucking the
I
equipment.
don't know about
that. Rock Hudson did it for a long time before he was Rock Hudson.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Nope.
No.
He was bathhouses of the highway.
No. Pickle parking. Not very underknown. I think a lot of people know this, but Richard Pryor was a major trucker. That's how he launched his comedy career, was telling jokes in truck stops.
Huh.
Viggo Mortensen.
No idea.
Yeah. He was also a florist as well. Liam Neeson's.
What?
He has a specific set of
I
skills.
would have thought that Liam Neeson would have been like a tugboat driver.
He was also a forklift driver. He did both.
Shit.
Yeah, dock worker, the whole thing. I mean, he basically was on the waterfront guy.
Huh.
Yeah. Elvis. Everybody knows Elvis was a trucker before.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
I don't know any of these people are truckers.
Yeah, man.
This is like all news to me.
Robert Duvall. That kind of isn't much of a surprise.
No, I mean, no, it's all surprises.
Robert Duvall looks like a trucker.
Huh. Oddly enough, I don't think he's ever done a trucking movie, has he?
I don't know. Might have.
You ever seen Jackknife with Ed Harris and De Niro?
No.
Yeah, we have to do that, I guess.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awesome. Stallone did some trucking. Not a ton. Kurt Russell was a trucker. I knew that. Very famous.
The Pork Chop Express was real?
Did a lot of trucking.
He was a baseball player, too.
Was he?
That's so he got into acting because he blew out his knee. He was actually an MLB prospect.
Huh.
Yeah, apparently Kurt Russell fell back into being a superstar.
Well, he's certainly handsome enough.
All right. So there you go. There's some famous truckers. The most famous truckers of all time.
See, I was thinking that you were going to be like, Pork Chop Biggs. One time he pulled the cannonball.
Oh, you mean Stories of the Road?
Yeah, real trucking.
Yeah, I wish. Maybe someday I'll do it.
You should do that.
depth.
Like, who New York to L.A. without sleeping? Who ate the most pork chops in Texas?
Most notches on the Pickle Park signpost.
Mm-hmm.
I do have maybe some of that is qualifications for the next thing. There is a national truck driving championship. Why
wouldn't there be?
There are people who can claim that for 2019, I was the #1 truck driver in America. So Jack Cruise's character isn't that far off. I don't think that there's the world's greatest bouncer competition, but there is truck driver championship. It's a big deal.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, you'd have to have some pretty good driving skills. I mean, if you really think about trucking, right? Well, you do the virtual reality trucking.
Yeah.
But like when you look at how big those massive, right, when they have trailers, and even when they got like more than one trailer on them.
The reticulated.
Yeah. And being able to back that shit up and not run, I mean, knowing the size of your rig so that you don't clip things and other people. I always get nervous when I'm at a stoplight and one's turning towards me like, I'm going to get clipped.
So
and I'm always amazed that it doesn't happen.
So this year's, it's funny that you bring that up, Jackie, because this year's champion, I'm gonna look him up real quick here.
Has had 15 speeding tickets and clipped like 5 people.
He also ate 17 pork chops.
In Texas.
And he failed on the lot lizard, though.
So this best trucking thing, do they have like categories? Best backer-upper?
Uh,
Or is it just overall best trucker?
Yeah, no, they do. They have different categories. This year's winner is a gentleman by the name of Paul Brandon, who in his 34-year career of trucking, and apparently everybody knows this guy. Like if you're a road guy or you've met him because he just works constantly, he's gone 34 years, Jackie, without having one accident. Not one. Not even a scratch. That's how good at trucking he is.
Huh.
Yeah. He won the contest also for the 48-foot flatbed division. So I don't know like what they do. It's just like, yeah, that's a pretty cool trailer you got there, Paul.
Well, you gotta probably pull it around shit and back it up. I don't know.
I would want to go watch this. I bet it would be pretty fun. And they probably have some really good food trucks there.
It's got a pretty clever nickname. The National Truck Road EO. You know, like road.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, pretty cool.
Presented by Captain EO.
I don't think so.
Where does this take place?
North
North Carolina, I bet.
The NTDC competitors are made up of the winners in 8 classes of competition from 50 state trucking associations truck driving championship, as well as winners of the auto transporters class at the regional TDCs. So it's not just like some bullshit thing that happens once a year for giggles. There's regional competitions for trucking.
Yep.
And then they send the best one.
Yeah, and then you work your way up. Known to many as the Super Bowl of safety. These annual competitions inspire tens of thousands of drivers to operate accident-free for the right to compete. So I guess if you fuck up once, you're out. That's your main qualifier, is not crashing.
Yes. So apparently Jack would be completely ineligible for this.
Didn't even make it past day one. Yeah. How many people did you murder today, Jack? Oh, boy.
Yeah. You know this is about safety, right? I am in the wrong place. Sorry.
Now die.
Be a honey and get underneath those tires, would you?
During the TDC and the NTDC competition, each driver has a chance to demonstrate his or her driving and inspection skills, knowledge, and professionalism through a series of tests. The drivers undergo a written examination, personal interview, pre-trip inspection test, and finally, the most visible, the skills test. It's sliding it sideways, I bet. That's pretty safe.
Where is this at, though? Does it change locations every year? Like,
yeah,
because it's all 50 states, right? So I'm going to assume that, like, this year in Las Vegas, we'll have the trucking wars.
The
trucking wars.
I don't know. It doesn't. It's not. Believe it or not, they don't have the best website for finding that information, Jackie. But yeah, I don't know. Look it up and find it out where it is on your own time. We got to move on to some streaming do's and don'ts. Starting on Prime with Tawny Katane, called The Witchboard.
One of the many times that Mattel tried to make Ouija boards into a movie.
It's a Ouija board movie, guys.
And I guess there's already 2 that they just did recently under our radar.
Yeah.
They weren't crappy enough that we had to watch them for
Ouija.
The
Ouija and Ouija 2.
but they just look like dog shit.
Electric Ouija-loo?
Have you ever used a Ouija board?
Yeah.
No, I never
I
have.
haven't,
I don't give a
yeah.
fuck.
I have actually. We own a Ouija board, Justin. You might not know this. It's in our bedroom.
Oh, okay.
That's where.
But it is a.
That's where the dark spirit of the bathroom comes from.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was the diarrhea.
But
Mostly
I mean,
it's from tacos.
so these Ouija boards now, right? The ones that the Ouija boards that were in this movie. The one that I have is like. I don't even know how to describe it. It's got a ton more shit on it than the one that's in this movie.
They just have yes or no and then letters and numbers, Jackie.
Nope, they have astrological signs.
Oh, fuck this shit. You go back.
Timelines now.
Listeners of the show should go back and revisit Jackie's statements on the fish that saved Pittsburgh when she tried to explain astrology and clearly had no knowledge of astrology.
Shut up.
So I'm guessing your knowledge of Ouija boards is probably comparable.
Yes, I've only seen this one that I own and the regular one. And I used to have a regular Ouija board like in this movie. And then I had this psycho roommate that was super religious, and she was like, "You can't have that in our apartment. It's the devil." And she threw it out when I was at work. Fucking bitch.
So is that a do or don't on which board? Because we haven't talked about the goddamn movie.
I will just say that she doesn't take your shirt off long enough. It sucks pretty bad. Just watch, what is it? The one that we did for the episode that's so great.
With Tony Katane. Oh, Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn, yeah. Just watch Gwendolyn. Don't watch
Well,
this.
yeah, I've obviously watched Gwendolyn. I mean, but...
I'm going to give it a don't.
You're going to give it a don't? I think I'm going to give it a do.
I
kind of like Witchblade. I thought Witchboard. It was super stupid. The two lead guys are just terrible and clearly hate each other. But I thought it was a good riffer. Not great, but I thought it was a good Sunday afternoon, shitty, garbage horror movie with some dumb deaths in it.
There was some dumb deaths.
Yeah.
But they were too far in between.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great, but I'm going to give it a do. So.
I had a hard time staying awake.
The next one, I'm not going to give a do. It's called The Minion, starring Dolph Lundgren on Amazon Prime, and fuck, this movie sucks.
Did the impossible. It made Dolph Lundgren unviewable.
This is one of the worst movies ever made. Period.
I didn't like it. Was just you can't
crap.
watch it.
It's garbage.
Well, and they had an opportunity to really make it a kick-ass kind of religious.
Like because he's a Knights Templar. It's like
Right.
one of those the Knights Templar still exist movies.
And, they could have really went somewhere with it, right? Because at the end, they're at the Templar place, right?
The Templar of Templar.
The Temple of Templar.
I'm a Templar.
And they just fucking blew it. And it was just nonsense and stupid. And I was like...
boring and slow motion and that early 2000s shitty editing.
And the girl was just obnoxious as fuck. And
she's an archaeologist and she's dressed like Blade. I mean, like a Blade villain.
She looks like she's going clubbing.
Yeah.
And she's supposed to be working on an archaeological find. It's like, no, I don't buy that shit.
Yeah, and there's like this demon that is behind this.
The Antichrist
door.
is behind the door.
Yeah,
that they have to keep locked. How about you just don't make it open?
Don't make a door.
Yeah.
Why have a door and then don't worry, the door's locked. But you made a key to open it, and you never wanted to be open. Why'd you make the key? Why'd you make the key to open the door to let the Antichrist out if your whole job is to not let the Antichrist out?
Yeah, and don't even make it, because even if they didn't have the key, they could just take the hinges off.
Right? No, it's fucking terrible, and it sucks, and boring, and God, this should have, I mean, if anything was going to end Dolph's career, it should have been this.
I don't know if anybody saw this. This might have snuck in under the radar and nobody noticed.
Maybe. It sucked.
Turd that this thing was.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a total turd.
Do not. That's 3 do nots. Next week, Sam, it is your pick. Where we at?
Druids with Christopher Lambert.
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait. I hope. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, boy, going in blind.
No, not really. I watched some of it and I was like, oh, boy. It's like they tried to make... It's as if people that didn't know how anything in a movie worked tried to remake Braveheart without seeing it.
Okay. So
It
is
is
it before or
insane.
after?
After Braveheart.
No, after Beowulf. Where's it at on the Beowulf thing?
Oh, I don't
Lambert
know.
timeline.
I think it's actually afterwards.
Okay, so maybe they're just trying to get the majesty of Beowulf again.
And it's so big because I watched the trailer and then I watched a couple minutes of it to just make sure. And I can't do it now that I know that he can't see anything. Every time I see him on screen, I know that he's just like, where are you? I can't see you.
He's blind?
Yeah.
He's legally blind, yes. He can't see without his glasses.
I want to be your friend, but I don't know where you are.
Because it's an astigmatism, he can't wear contacts. So if he's not wearing his glasses, all he sees is a blur.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he's on just constantly on set bumping into
shit, riding horses without being able to see.
While being the most nicest guy that's ever lived and also the worst actor ever.
Caring too much.
Yeah, I can't wait for Lambert. We don't have enough Lambert on the show. So, okay, check that out. Enjoy your week, guys. Get to the chopper. Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.